morning, Moten Scholars. Welcome back for another fun day of learning. I'm so happy to have you all back, and I'm hoping that you had a very good weekend. First, I want to say good morning to Kayan. Kayan, thank you for joining us here with virtual learning. And I also want to say good morning to Makai, to Xavion, to Armani, to Chloe, to Delonte and Corinne, Jalen Patterson, and Jalen Fierce. Thank you for being back with us. Okay, so today is April 27th, uh, and we are starting with Unit 6, Day 1. Our objective for today is to define academic and domain specific vocabulary. Now, what is domain specific? Domain specific vocabulary is vocabulary that is related to the specific topic that we are working on. So that is our domain specific vocabulary. So, our objective is I can define academic and domain specific vocabulary. So that's what we're going to be doing. We'll be defining words, and we will also be working with those words in a different activity and activity 2. Activity 1, we will define our words. Activity 2, we will go more into get a little more involved with not only the definition of the words, but we'll talk about some of the characteristics, give some examples of what the word means, and also give some non-examples. So in activity 2, we'll be working with our Frayer vocabulary chart. We're familiar with that. We work with that each week. We have a Frayer vocabulary chart, so you're familiar with that. But first, let's go over our vocabulary words. Let's pronounce them. I'll pronounce them first, and then secondly, we'll pronounce them together. The first word is patent. The second word is slavery. The third word is abolitionist. The next word is draft or draftsman. The next word is menial, Civil War, promote, and indispensable. Now, I want you to pronounce them along with me. Okay? Are you ready? Say patent, slavery, abolitionist, draft or draftsman, menial, Civil War, promote, indispensable. Very good, class. Okay, so these are the words that we will be working with today, and you will begin your activity 1, which is defining the word, each word. Okay, so now let's talk about why these it's important to know the vocabulary of your content. So the reason why we study these what we call domain specific vocabulary words is because it helps us to better understand the content, the information that we will be reading about. Because this is informational text that we're reading, you will oftentimes have unfamiliar words that you are not familiar with. So becoming familiar with the words from the beginning before you start to get into your text, it helps you to understand what you're reading about. So that is why it is important to define our domain specific words so that we can have a clear understanding of what information the text is giving us. Okay, so now let's look at activity 2. Okay. So as I said, your activity two will be you'll be using your Frayer vocabulary chart. So you will use this chart for each vocabulary word. And on the Frayer chart, you have four boxes. Okay? You have one box. The first box is where you would put the definition of the word in the center. The word in the center is your vocabulary word for that particular vocabulary, for that particular box or boxes. Then you have facts and characteristics. And over here, you'll have an examples box. And then over here, you will have a non-example box. So you will have four boxes for each word. And each box asks for a different piece of information. And we do this to help to give you practice and to build your vocabulary knowledge. And so this kind of helps you to concentrate on the word a little bit, get some examples, get a definition, look at the word's characteristics, and so that way you become very knowledgeable of that word and how to use it. Okay? All right, so let's look at the first vocabulary word. This is an example. Say this word with me. Patent. Very good, Chloe. Patent. Good job. Okay, so we will look at the first box that says definition. Now, what do you think we will put in this first box? Xavier? Exactly. We're just going to define this word in this box. And my definition of patent is a government official document stating that you own your invention. So let's say that, for example, let's say that Chloe invented, a doll, a baby doll, that can feed herself. Okay? So, Chloe would need to get a government document stating that she invented this doll. It was her invention and her invention only. So that patent gives Chloe the legal ownership of being the inventor of that particular doll. No one else can claim that they invented that doll other than Chloe. That's what a patent is. It's a legalized document giving you sole ownership of an invention. Okay? Now let's look at the second box. It says facts and characteristics. Now what do you think that means when we say facts or characteristics? Okay? Just think about it. Facts, characteristics. What would you say a characteristic of a patent is? Let's call on Jalen Fears. Jalen, what would you say name a characteristic of a patent? Very good. Okay, Jalen said it's something that the government gives you that shows that you are the owner of a particular invention. Very good, Jalen, and that is absolutely correct. Okay, if you have a patent, someone else cannot sell your invention. Cannot sell your invention. Okay? Now, let's look at an example of a patent. It says you can get a patent for an invention you made. Is that correct? Yes, it is. Good job, guys. That is absolutely correct. You can get a patent for an invention you made. Now, do you think we really should get a patent if we invent something special and want to put it on the market to sell it? Do you think we really need to do the patent? Or could we just skip it and just go ahead and market our product? Should we get the patent? Absolutely. Yes. Yes. You want to protect your rights of ownership to your invention. So that's exactly what a patent does. It protects your rights of ownership. Okay? Now, let's look at the last box that says non example. What is a non example of a patent? Now, when we look at this box, non example, that just means the opposite of what this word is. So, what would be a non example of a patent? Okay, let's see what I put. You say you invented something and you own it. That is not a patent. Is that true? No, that is not true. If you invented something and you own it, you are entitled to the ownership and you must get a government official document in order for it to be patent. Okay? So a non-example is you say you invented something and you own it. That is not a patent. Well, it is true. The last sentence is true. That is not a patent. Okay? If you say you invented something and you own it, okay, you will own it after you get the patent. Then it's protected and you have ownership. That is not a patent. Okay? So that is not a complete patent until you get this government document. So the example is just the opposite of what a patent is. And this example is correct. It's saying that even if you invent something and you do not get a patent, that is a non-example. That's the opposite of a patent. Okay? You must get a patent for the invention that you have ownership to. All right, so I hope I didn't confuse you on that one. You must get a patent to be the legal owner of an invention. Okay? So, I want you guys to go ahead and get started. You only have two activities today. One is defining your words. The second activity is working your Frayer chart, your vocabulary chart. And you will have to complete a chart like this for each vocabulary word. Okay? I hope you all understand. And if you have any questions or any problems, give me a call. Please do not hesitate. I want to hear from you all. So throughout the day, I usually call you to check in on you. Sometimes you're not available, but if you find a message or you see that I have contacted you, please be nice and give me a return call because I want to make sure that you are understanding the information. I know that a lot of this is redundant, but this is going to help you over time. It's going to help you to develop those reading skills, those writing skills, your vocabulary. It's going to build your vocabulary. And when you have a healthy vocabulary, you also have a healthy reading skill because it helps you to really go through the reading material and understand it well. And so that's why we're continuing to do this each week because we want to really build all of those skills, vocabulary, our language skills, our writing skills, our reading skills. And that's what this unit is helping us to do. All right, so you guys go ahead, get busy, and I'll talk to you soon.